Thank you guys for joining me for another coaster analysis. This is your host Taylor from Coaster Studios, and today I'll be analyzing the newly announced Joker coming to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. This is an RMC hybrid coaster of the Roar, which was a GCI which closed this past August. So as usual, let's start with the stats. This coaster is only 100 feet tall, not very big at all, and its maximum speed is 53 miles per hour, and that is actually the slowest out of any of the current RMCs out there. The second slowest goes to Wicked Cyclone at 55 miles an hour, but this is 53, so that does make it the slowest RMC currently in existence. Its steepest drop is 78 degrees, and if you've noticed, it's almost like a curved drop, kinda cool looking. And it has 3,200 feet of track. Not a bad track length, kind of average. And unlike some other RMC coasters, this doesn't look like it's going to be a super long ride. I'd say it kind of has an average duration. But some of these RMCs like Wicked Cyclone and Twisted Colossus are known for being really long rides. And I'd say that this is just kind of average. And there are several things about this roller coaster that are very cool. The first thing being the color of the rails. It has two different color rails. No other RMC coaster has that. Second, this is the first GCI that RMC will be taking over. All of the other coasters that they've done are not GCIs. And GCIs are famous for having those curved drops, so it kind of shows what RMC can do. In my opinion, this will probably be the best roller coaster in the park. Although there are a couple things that I am kind of bummed about. The first thing being that most of the roller coasters at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom go upside down. And now here you have another one that'll be going upside down, like what, 3 times? And that kind of leaves the options limited for people who don't like going upside down. So I think it would have been kind of cool if they took the layout and didn't put any inversions on it. This means that the only roller coaster at the park that doesn't go upside down is the Roadrunner Express, which is basically a kiddie coaster. So, in my opinion, I'm kind of bummed about that. I mean, if your home park is Discovery Kingdom, I hope you're okay with going upside down. Now, let me talk about another thing that I'm kind of bummed about. Roar was Discovery Kingdom's only wooden coaster, and now it's going to be a hybrid. So now they don't have any more wooden roller coasters. And that really does kind of suck. I wish they had another wooden roller coaster, because now Discovery Kingdom doesn't have as diverse of a lineup as they did before. And this is just a minor complaint. I talked about this in my breakdown video for all of the new Six Flags rides. I don't like how the color scheme works with the brown wood. I love the purple and green, I think it looks great, but up against the brown wood, in my opinion, it looks kind of ugly. At least from the animations. I hope it looks better in person. But in my opinion, I wish Six Flags Discovery Kingdom was painting the brown wood white. That really would give it that Joker feel. But I mean, it's understandable why they're not doing that, because painting a wooden roller coaster is a lot of work. Especially painting it a color like white. That means you have to do several coats. And so that's honestly fine, and I think that when we knew that Discovery Kingdom was getting an RMC, we weren't expecting them to change the color of the wood. But like I said, I just hope the coaster looks better in person. Now let's talk about the layout. In my opinion, the one thing that really stands out to me about this ride is that first inversion. It exits the drop and goes into this cool looking inversion, which carries over into the first overbank turn. We haven't really seen something like that before, and it's really cool. And I hope we see more of these on other RMCs. This coaster also features a stall, which is very nice, and a corkscrew, which is a classic element on these RMC hybrids. And of course, it also features lots of bank turns, several airtime hills, which that is good that Discovery Kingdom is finally getting an airtime geared roller coaster. Because even though it goes upside down, this coaster will have like, what, 15 airtime moments? That's pretty good. So like I said, I think it'll definitely become the best coaster at Discovery Kingdom, but let's talk comparing the Joker to other RMCs out there. I don't want to make this come across bad, but in my opinion, this looks like one of the weaker RMCs. Now, even the weakest RMC is still a sick ride, but when comparing it to like Wicked Cyclone, Medusa Steel Coaster, Iron Rattler, or even the new Texas Giant, this coaster just doesn't look to be as strong as some of the others. Again, I hope I'm wrong, and I look forward to hearing what people have to say about it when it finally opens, but just looking at the layout, it just kind of looks like your basic RMC layout. Which again, that's not a bad thing. Now, when looking at the original Roar layout, I think the RMC did a fine job with the layout that they had to work with. I think they fully used it to their advantage. But that does beg the question, was the Roar the best option for an RMC conversion? And I think the answer to that simply is no. But I think what it's coming down to is that Six Flags wants to put in an RMC at every Six Flags park. So they're going to start converting basically any wooden roller coaster they can. And for Discovery Kingdom, they only had one wooden roller coaster. So, overall thoughts, I think that this looks like a very strong roller coaster. I look forward to hearing what people have to say about it. Unfortunately, there are some things about this that I'm not crazy about, but those are just my thoughts. In the end, it might just be me being nitpicky, and in the end, these things won't matter and I end up being wrong. Which honestly, I'm just fine with. I want Six Flags to succeed, I want this to be a kick-butt ride, and I hope it is.